Welcome to Founder Friday. We are so excited to have you here again to join us. We are really excited about some new products that we're going to be sharing with you that have joined our Azure family of brands under our Azure Market label, as well as some other exciting things that are coming down the pike from Azure. So, David, let's talk about that today.
All right. Yeah, you bet. We've had, Azure's mission from the very beginning has been to give the best quality possible food that's available at affordable prices. And that's been a mission all along. But what we found recently, and partly because we've grown enough to be able to work with the volumes, but partly because of the maturity that we're able to bring to the table, we're finding that we are able to create our own products, and we've been creating our own brand for years. But the brands that we've been creating, for the most part, have been ones that we have actually created. We're making our own pancake mixes, bagging it, and so on. We're doing our own carob, we're repackaging. We do all that here, and we will continue to do that and more. We have exciting things coming down the pike in that area too. But we found that with partners, especially things that we really can't do here very well, we are able to work with partners to do products according to our specifications if we put our label on them. And so we've been working down that path. And truthfully, it's not super easy. There's more to it. You have formulations to deal with, you've got labels to deal with, you've got, regulatory compliance to work with. And then some of these things we're importing from different parts of the world. Some things are coming from relatively local. But all of it is in our purview. So number one is it's according to our specifications. So we're able to get you the best quality food that we can find, that we, within the parameters of the manufacturer that we're working with, what they can do, we get you the very best. The second thing is, with most food, even when you're getting branded goods from Azure that's somebody else's brand, there is a fairly large marketing budget in that marked into the food. So many times the brand doesn't make it themselves, it's private labeled for them, but then they create a margin in order to market it in the U.S. or in retail or whatever. So it adds an additional margin into that product for marketing that Azure doesn't really use. We market to you guys differently in the sense of being able to deliver all over the country, to be able to talk to you about it on videos and, Facebook and various things that we do, put them in our sale flyers. We talked about that, but we're doing that anyway.
Right, so, and a lot of companies hire agencies, right? So you're getting the expense of an agency, of brokers, of all the other people built in.
Yeah, national marketing agencies, brokerages, all of that gets added into the product.
Right, whereas everything we're doing is in-house. So we have a team here doing that work in-house instead of hiring outside of our company to do those things.
So yeah, there is a certain amount of expense even if we're doing it in-house, but it's nothing like what you're dealing with in the standard marketplace.
Right.
So what we're able to do is get higher quality products. So usually when they're trying to create enough margin for all that in it, they cheapen the products. Sometimes it's a little thing, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it might not, they might not. I mean, something, it is what it is. But for the most part, they're having to pull the margin out by raising the price or by decreasing the quality. It's the only way you can get there. So because Azure's mission is exactly not to do that, to give you the exact best quality products that are on the marketplace at a great value, we're not going to compete with the super cheap, poorly made stuff necessarily on the price, but for anything comparable, we're going to be able to blow it out of the water. And that's what's really exciting about this product. So just in the last month, we have had multiple things finally come in. Some of these we have been working on since August of last year, I think, the first
yes,
ones.
Yes, we were working on them last summer.
We started working on late last summer. Some of them more recently. But here is a little smattering of some of the ones that we have come in. So right here behind me, in here, we have several different major lines that we've been able to put together at this high quality and great value. So hey, give them a try. Let us know how you like them. They should be comparable to other things on the market, if not better. Usually always better, but it is it's going to be out in the in our it's available to purchase at Azure right now.
Right now, yeah.
So the last of them. We still have more coming, and we may give a little preview on some of that.
Yeah.
But a line of canned beans, chili, black beans, Great Northerns, kidneys, pintos, garbs, all canned. These are still these are not salt-free, but they're still a little bit lower sodium, probably a little bit lower sodium even than I would find ideal, but it's always a lot easier to add salt than to take it out. So we made a little bit, probably a little bit higher than what you'd find, as far as salt. It qualifies for low sodium, but a little bit higher than some of the brands that we've carried in the past. So a little bit better as far as eat out of the can, but the spices, down the road, I'm hoping that we can put together a fully spiced line. Spiced the way I like it anyway. Or I don't know.
Full flavor.
Full flavor, yeah. I like a lot of spices in my beans. Not salt so much, a little bit of salt, but I like a lot of spices. Lots of garlic and onion and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll get there soon.
Then we can suit everyone's taste. You can have kind of more the plain Jane side. If you're not a big salt person like me, I don't put very much salt in anything. But I love spices too. So full spice line would be amazing.
Yeah, great for a spice line, I think. But anyway, we had to start where we could start. So we started with the just slightly, still a low sodium, and they're actually labeled. Most of them are labeled low sodium right on the label, so that you know that you're not getting something that's fully salted. Might want to put little salt in it, unless you'd like a low sodium, of course. So that's one cool thing. Another one, a line of vegetables. So corn, peas, and beans. Green beans, canned. We also have, of course, frozen corn, beans, and peas, which, has kind of been my go-to, but it's not quite the same. This, you can just heat it up, eat out of the can. It's really nice, and you don't have to have a freezer. So if you want to store it in a pantry, these will keep for years. We have these have the easy open can. The beans do not. The beans have the regular. You have to have a can opener.
Yeah, and the corn doesn't either.
Oh, okay. I guess I got confused. The corn, I guess, is in a regular can as well. So, but anyway, these. So beans. I thought we had two kinds of beans.
We do. We have French style, and we have your regular cut beans. We just don't have any of the regular cut beans on the shelf right now.
Yeah, I guess we forgot to bring them over. But you can get them. Regular cut and French cut green beans. The corn it's very nice and sweet, good tasting corn. And of course, shelf stable. You don't have to have a freezer for it.
Yeah.
The next one, a small line of some of the best selling, best tasting tomato products. So diced tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, tomato paste, and sauce. So crushed, diced sauce. These are should be pretty comparable to what we've carried in the past with some of the other brands, but still, also, of course, everything here is certified organic, as clean as we can possibly get it. So that's.
I think if you'll check it out, you'll see the price points are really good.
Yeah,
they're very reasonable.
The tomatoes, that's domestic. The price points, you're able to save that broker margin we were talking about. But now we get into the coconut products, and you'll find really great prices on these. So all the different coconut milks, probably more than we know what to do with.
There's a lot of them.
We've got the classic and the premium coconut milks. We've got the with the gour and no gour. This one's an interesting one. My wife really likes this one. She doesn't use that many coconut milk, but coconut whipping cream. That's kind of cool. We do have a little chart on these showing how much fat is on it. This is the light, so this is a very low fat coconut milk. And we get into these. This is a medium, but then we get into the creams.
We have some of these as well. I don't know that we have.
I guess we forgot to bring over the cream, but if we use the whipping cream, yes, way up here, high fat content product on this one. But we have a couple of different creams as well that we maybe didn't have brought over.
I miss those.
And King coconut water, of course. My favorite beverage. Although we have another one that's going to be coming that's refrigerated, though, that is actually really great.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that one.
This one is really nice, very refreshing, very good. But that one is not actually, doesn't have to be canned, so it's basically a raw product, and it really, you can tell. So that is a couple months out still, probably, knowing how fast these things go with our past experience. But I just, okay, so then...
And then the sweetened ones up here.
Yeah, then we have some of the coconut also, the condensed sweetened ones, and the creamed coconut. This is another one my wife really likes, because, more my daughter, Crystal, because she uses this in her cakes and various things. And it's semi-solid, so it solidifies as you cool it down. And so she really likes this one. But this one we've actually had for a few months, but I thought I'd highlight it again. This was the first one, and we've had this one since late last fall, I think, or early winter. But it is better quality product, and I think you'll enjoy the price point. It's got a great price point, high quality.
So these are our mustards in yellow, stone ground, and Dijon. And I will just share, David, that so my husband lived in Germany for 7 years in the Army, and this stone ground mustard, he said, is very similar to what he had when he was in Germany, and he really likes it.
Oh, like European style.
Yes, yeah.
It's, so
then we have the fruit line here.
So then, the last one is, And this one actually, pumpkin puree, it's off by itself, but you know, especially in the fall, we sell so much pumpkin. And this is in a 28 ounce can instead of the little 16 ounce. So you get enough, almost enough for a pie, maybe, probably enough for a small pie.
And I have to say, I'm super excited about this too, because during this, where we were having supply chain issues, and I know they were the companies we were getting pumpkin from were allocating their stock, and so we couldn't always get the pumpkin. And I know just in the country it was hard to get pumpkin for a while, and so this really helps us control the supply chain, right? More
Yes,
from
absolutely.
that aspect. So we're not relying on somebody allocating stock to us.
But yeah, this is, again, our label, our formulation. I mean, this is just pumpkin puree.
Yeah.
This is organic, good, smooth puree. Probably not that different than the other one the other brands that we've had. It kind of is what it is, but it's a great product and a great value. So we'll bring that. Then the last one, which is really quite yummy, canned fruit. Peaches, pears, pineapple. So give it a shot. I mean, we've always, we will also eventually have canned fruit in glass, which is kind of what we do at our house. We always can our fruit in glass, and some of that will actually be off of our farm. This one is not. This we're having from another farm do it for us, because we actually don't have the equipment to put it in a can. So, but we do put it in a jar. So hopefully the next year or so we'll have that jarred available as well. But for right now, this is really good product. All certified organic canned fruit. Open up a can of these, and again, I'm a little spoiled, but these are really good. I like them. So
if you can't have fresh right off the tree,
this is next best.
That's right. There you go.
And what I really like to do with this, we had some earlier. So I love to put like a little bit of oatmeal in a bowl or granola, and then pour the canned peaches with the juice over the top. And that's one of my favorite breakfasts if I'm going to have something sweet. A lot of times I have, sauerkraut for breakfast, but when I have something sweet, that's one of my favorite. The peaches or the pears, either one. I don't usually use the pineapple, but we use the pineapple slices. My wife really loves to use that in jellos. She'll make fruit juice jello and then put the pineapple in there, usually the chunks, but she'll use slices sometimes too, and kind of make them all fancy and pretty. And it's kind of cool for the canned pineapple lime. So I just wanted to share some of that with you. These are the ones that we have that are ready. You can buy them right now. We've got a few more on the way. We've got the ketchup should be here any day. I was hoping it would be here for today, but I think we missed it by a day or two. It's supposed to be delivering in the next couple days. Then we do have a few more coming down the pike. But there is a really big project that we've been working on, and I want to introduce it to you guys today. I know we've had talked about it a little bit, maybe in the corner or something, but the canning jars, for those of you that do home canning. So home canning, we do that at our house, and then, hey, when we have fruit off the tree, we don't have to have the canned in the can. We can put it in our own jar, and we know exactly where it came from. Plus, at my house, we like to do a lot of pickles and a lot of sauerkraut. So those all go in these kinds of jars. So this is an Azure jar. Now, we do not have the mass-produced ones of these yet, but they should start coming in between a month and 6 weeks from now. In time for canning season. We have really, really pushed to try to get these done and in-house for canning season this year. So if you haven't bought your canning jars yet, wait just a few minutes.
They're coming.
And they're here. Here is the box for it. So unlike most of the canning jars on the market that just come in a tray, we are giving you a real box, a real sturdy goodness box. So at our house, we like to put these in a box. So we'll can up, a case of, jars of pickles or peaches or whatever it is. Put it back in the box to put them in the pantry, and then we can mark the boxes. And and then you can also stack them up. You don't have to have enough shelf space for every single thing. You have a little bit of shelf space and a stack of boxes. We really like it. So we made sure that the ones that you're getting through Azure here will be in the box. And they're high quality jars. We've done extensive testing on these to make sure that they're top of the line, the best in the market as far as heat shock breakage. So in canning, if a jar is ever going to break while you're canning in it, it's because it went from too cold to too hot too quickly, or the other way around. Hot to cold, cold to hot. These jars are guaranteed to do 110 degree differential, but we have gotten all of the tests, we have gone up to 150 degree differential, and they have passed at 150 degree. We actually had to tweak this particular jar twice to make that happen, but it will withstand that in our lab tests. And then to top it off, we are, and I didn't bring the lid.
We didn't, but we can show it right here on the side that we are sealing with.
We're going to be working with Superb, which is the best canning lid, U.S. made. The jars are not; they're made in Asia, but the canning lids will be made here in the U.S. and they are the best on the market. They have a better seal on them. They tend to even reuse. We at our house, we got them actually for the first time just last year, but we reused some of them 3 and 4 times, and they work just fine. It's not official that you can reuse them. Obviously, if you take them off and bend them when you take them off, then they're not going to reuse very well. But they have a thicker rubber on the lid, and after you open it, it reconforms, so it'll actually go back into somewhat. It comes out a little bit, and it doesn't go right to the lid. So it still has a good seal, which is really cool in the fridge too, because once you open a jar, you put it in the fridge, tip it over, it's not going to leak everywhere as long as you have that snug down. So I'm really excited about this canning line. We will have quarts, wide mouth and narrow mouth. This is a wide mouth quart. We will have wide mouth half gallons and narrow mouth pints. So we're starting with only 4 things. If that goes well, maybe next year we'll be able to add in a few of the other ones, the wide mouth pints, some of the maybe the half pints or the pint and a halves. Than some of the ones that we've already had requested, even though we've haven't even got these completely launched yet. But these are made, they're on the water, or some of them are. The half gallons and the pints are made and on the water. These will be not far behind them. So we're really excited about this project, and it's really close to coming to fruition.
Yep. David, I could just share, and I have to say, I am super excited. I've already told you that I can't wait to get them, because I'm just going to say the no-name jars that are sitting in my house right now that have a little pretty design on the front of them that I like to display certain things in are all going to go away as soon as these come, because I'm going to replace them all. They're going to go in my hidden part of my pantry instead of my shelves where I keep a lot of things like dry goods and things on my shelves. Because I don't know if you can see this, and I'm going to try to put it in just a little closer to the camera. But this has a beautiful photo etched in picture of Mount Hood on it, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. It also is inlaid on the jar, which I don't think you had mentioned.
I didn't mention that.
Yeah,
That's important.
So that's an important thing.
Because these, instead of most canning jars, the design goes out. So if you want to put a label on it, it is almost impossible to put a label on it. It goes all crinkly, and it's really hard to keep it on there. These, the design goes into the glass. So the outside of the glass is smooth on the face. Now up here, it goes out like a standard canning jar. But on both sides, where you might put a label, goes in. So if you are one of those organized people, kind of like my wife is in our pantry, and she has all these canning jars up there with spices and stuff. In our house, you know, staples tend to be in buckets, and things like spices tend to be in these jars. And then she tries to label it, and the label doesn't stick on, so she ends up putting the label on the lid. Then you put the lid on the wrong jar, and it's a pain.
So you can't see it. You have to keip looking at them to see what it is.
What is this now?
You know?
So it's red. Maybe it's chili. Oh, whoops, that was cayenne. Sorry about that. So anyway, we did a lot of extra design work to make that happen. So that was kind of a redesign of the whole jar concept. And we, special molds and stuff to make it happen. But they are going to be that way. So it's going to be a lot easier to use as a part of the main part of your pantry. So anyway,
go ahead.
Well, I was just mentioning that we are excited about moving down this path of Azure branded products to bring you the absolute best value, the highest quality products with the best value. And we will continue to move down this path. There's going to be more and more things. We'll try to let you know when they happen via, sale flyers, social media, etc. But we had a whole slew of them come in right now, and I just was pretty excited and wanted to, let everybody know about that. And if you have thoughts or if there's favorite items that you would like to see us special formulate, we always love to hear from you.
That's right, absolutely. Well, I'm sure you've been hearing some hustle and bustle around us, and there's one other thing in the last, we could go about 5 more minutes or so. David, there's hustle and bustle happening. There's shelves here. We're standing in front of store shelves.
That's right.
And so there's some other exciting things going, and our customers may want to come visit us. For years, people have asked us, many years, we've gotten phone calls saying, do you have an Azure store in Dufur? I'd love to come through Dufur and visit you. And we'd have to say, no, we don't have a store here in Dufur, but you're still welcome to come visit us. With all this hustle and bustle, we are standing in a store here in Dufur. And would you like to share a little bit about what we're doing here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The store in Dufur shut down, so we had no store in Dufur. So because so many people had asked us, hey, can you have a store in Dufur? Plus, it's not very great for the community. The closest store is like 15, 20 miles away. And, that's a long ways to go for,
gallon of milk or
for whatever. So it'd be nice to have a store in Dufur. So we went ahead and put together a little store in the slot where the old store was. It was a little more work than we thought. There was some work that had to be done, but it is up and going. There's a few more things that'll still need to be done, but it is up and going, and we would love to have you stop by the store, stop by and say hi. It's a beautiful country. If you're on vacation in Oregon, for sure stop, because it's a really beautiful part of the country here. You can come and see us.
Yes, and a lot of your favorite Azure products are right here on the shelf, so you can stop by. There's a wonderful deli here. We're making organic foods for our community and for folks who are coming through. So you get access to the healthy organic foods that you want while you're traveling. You can stock up if you're passing through. and get some extra to take with you. Meet some of our staff down here and come swing by my office, say hi. I'm right here in town too, and we would love to see you. So anything else that you want to add before we go?
Thanks so much for trusting Azure with your food supply, and we will do our best to make it even better. So thank you.
Thank you.